and welcome to my channel. My name's Nikki, I'm a registered osteopath. Today I'd like to take you through some more challenging thoracic mobility exercises. If you haven't already seen my previous video on this, then you can go and check that out first. And if you feel like you're up for more of a challenge, then this video is for you. You will need a foam roller and maybe some pillows and a yoga block depending on your level, so make sure you have those ready before you start, and we'll get started. Okay, so we're going to start by interlocking our fingers behind our heads and just warming up with some nice flexion. Breathe out as you go down and take a nice deep breath in, open up that chest and lean back. Nice thoracic extension, back down into a nice flexion. We will get onto some trickier moves in a minute, but we're just warming up to start with. Good, open and close. Deep breath in as you open. And again. And open. And close again. Reaching up, deep breath in, and relax. Okay, we're going to be coming onto our hands and knees now. And we're just going to do some cat-cows, so down towards the floor, look up with your head, and then push the floor away. And protract those shoulders, really round and push those shoulders forward. Open again. And slowly back. Picking up. Think of pulling those shoulder blades together. And then look down and push your shoulder blades apart. Round that spine. Okay, keep going with the cat-cow. Nice warm up. If you've already done the beginner's video, then you don't need to do the warm up. You can skip straight to the more advanced skills in a minute. But if you haven't, I recommend warming up. Get the tissues moving nicely, get the joints nice and warm. Good. Okay, we're just going to walk our hands out a little bit and reach back and really open up the front of those shoulders and the upper back. And then come back up to neutral and push down again. Just as a nice warm up. So now you're going to need your foam roller. So if you grab that, and then you're going to roll the foam roller out and reach down. That's going to allow more movement through the front of the shoulder and the upper back, so we get a stronger extension through that thoracic spine. You can look up gently with your head to increase it. And you're just going to nice and controlled, roll the foam roller away. If you don't have a foam roller, you could try and use a block or something, but a roller is better because it makes you have to control the movement a little bit more. Makes you engage some of the muscles as well. Good. Yeah, nice stretch through the front of the chest, front of the shoulder and the upper back. Keep going, repeat that a few more times. Roll the foam roller a little bit further away from you. Adjust it if you need to. Okay, we're going to stay on our hands and knees, but we're going to turn the foam roller around now so that we can do a modified sort of thread the needle movement. And again, having the arm higher, it just allows us to have a little bit more rotation and take that rotation further through. You're going to roll forwards and backwards. And reach further each time. Really increase that range of movement into that rotation. You should feel a good stretch through that side of the body. And through the shoulder. Adjust the foam roller as you need to. Make sure there's enough space for it to go between your knees and your hand that's planted. And just get a much nicer stretch through there on the foam roller. Okay, good. Last one. Well done. Okay, so now we're going to sit on our sit bone and we're going to have the foam roller lead underneath us, about halfway down our rib cage. If you've got a long foam roller or you're taller than me, you need to make sure your head's supported. So grab a couple of pillows or a yoga block, or get one of those longer foam rollers. That means you can support your head. You're going to start lifting your arms above your head, trying to keep your elbows and your wrists as close to the floor as you can. You can see on that first one I struggled to a little bit. I was quite tight through my shoulders and pecs when I filmed this. It was the day after I'd done an upper body day. Great time to do it though. So I'm slowly starting to work towards the floor. If this is really hard for you, you could get a half moon foam roller, a semicircular foam roller that's flat, and do it on that instead. It wouldn't be quite as high, make it a little bit easier. And you can just do this flat on the floor, like you're creating the top half of a snow angel. Really trying to get those elbows and wrists as flat to the floor as possible. Good. Keep going. Well done. Keep reaching the arms over the head. You can see my elbows and wrists are staying flatter to the ground now, until we reach above. The elbows naturally come up as you get above your head, but you're trying to work to keep them as low as possible. That really opens up the front of the chest. Make sure you're taking some nice deep breaths while you're doing this. Good. Okay, so we're going to turn the foam roller around now. Stay sitting down. And you want to start with it at the bottom of your rib cage. No lower than that. You're going to give yourself a hug and think of arching backwards over the foam roller. So that's going to give you a nice extension through the thoracic spine. Then we're going to move it up a little bit. And we're going to repeat that again. So arch backwards, open up that thoracic spine. Feels great, this one. You feel quite tight, that's normal if it feels a little bit tight. Good. Working our way up. Keep arching over the foam roller. If you're not quite as flexible as me, I'm quite bendy through my upper back. You might want to put a pillow down where your head's coming down, or two, so that you can support your neck. Or a yoga block or something like that, just to give you a little bit of support when you put your head down. Keep working right to the top. Nice extension through there. Amazing. Different ways to use your foam roller than just rolling. They do have lots of uses, they're great. Keep reaching over. And we're just working our way back down the spine now. Till we get back to the bottom. Okay, coming into a seated position. Give yourself a hug again. We're going to do some nice thoracic rotation. We're going to hold the end range in an isometric hold, which means the muscles are contracting but the joints aren't moving, and then we're going to bring it back to neutral. So hold, squeeze at the end range, try and hold it for about 5 seconds, And slowly bring it back. And then we're going to try and go a little bit further each time. So this is a nice active mobility movement, strengthening towards that end range. So we're not just relying on passive mobility. I like to do it in a cross-leg position because it helps me keep my hips square, my bottom, both sides of my bottom are in contact with the ground. If you can't sit cross-legged, you can sit on a couple of yoga blocks, or you can do this on a chair as well, but just try and keep both sides of your buttocks into contact with the surface that you're sat on. Hold the end range. And relax. This one's a little bit trickier. I find this one quite hard. I've got quite a lot of passive mobility, but my active isn't as good. Active mobility is harder. Good. Hold that end range. Okay. Lovely. So just to finish, we're going to finish with some nice relaxed child's pose, taking some nice deep breaths. Hold it there, keep breathing, and just let everything relax. Good. It's a nice position to finish with. Okay, and then just open your chest. Look up to the ceiling, take some nice breaths in the extension, and back to child's pose again. Nice and relaxed this one, we're just cooling down a little bit, and back up again, nice extension, look up, and again back down to child's pose, and we are done. So just hold that child's pose at the end for as long as it feels comfortable too, and when you're ready, you can finish. Well done, guys. Okay, so I hope you found that video useful. If you did, please share it with friends and family who you think might benefit from it. Like the video or subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. If you have any requests or other videos you'd like to see or questions, leave a comment down below or you can send me a DM on Instagram. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video and have a lovely rest of your day.